All right, welcome to This Explainer. Today, we're diving into how DentOS is, quite frankly, completely transforming modern dental practice management. If you've ever felt like the administrative side of a dental clinic is just constantly fighting against the clinical side, well, you are definitely not alone. But today, we're going to unpack a system that bridges that gap completely seamlessly. Right off the bat, it's clear that DentOS isn't just some generic piece of software that had a dental label slapped onto it at the last minute. No, this is a professional suite purposefully built from the ground up for dentists. It's all about advanced medical records, way smarter clinical workflows, and seamless integrations. Basically, it lets dentists actually be dentists instead of forcing them to play software administrator all day. To really wrap our heads around the power of this system, here is the game plan. We are going to follow the complete life cycle of a patient's visit, step by step. So we'll hit on the modern dentist foundation, smart scheduling, patient management, those interactive clinical tools, prescriptions and billing, and lastly, the patient portal. Let's get into it. Okay, Section 1, built for modern dentists. Let's look at transforming those clinical operations. So the absolutely crucial takeaway here is connection. DentOS connects every single phase of the patient journey into one continuous, totally uninterrupted workflow. It doesn't treat booking an appointment, charting a cavity, and then paying a bill as three isolated tasks spread across three clunky programs. It's just one unified ecosystem, from step 1 straight through to step 4. Moving right along to Section 2, smart scheduling and operations. Time to manage the clinic back end. Before a patient even walks in, administrators have to manage those back-end logistics, right? Take Dr. Alex, for instance, who specializes in periodontics. This system allows admins to configure precise time shifts, morning, day, evening slots, so you aren't just managing generic clinic hours. You are actively managing specialized departments and staff availability in real time. It makes sure the exact right specialist is ready when the patient actually needs them. Which actually leads me to a quick question for you to consider. How do you currently manage a crowded, stressful waiting room? We all know it's a massive pain point. A chaotic waiting area creates so much anxiety for patients and the staff. When multiple people show up at the exact same time, the front desk literally becomes a bottleneck. But DentOS has a really structured solution for this. By using a smart, token-based appointment system, patient intake instantly becomes orderly. The appointment just automatically generates a specific token number, and boom, this completely eliminates those front desk bottlenecks and the usual confusion about who is up next. The staff knows, the patient knows, the doctor knows. It brings this immediate sense of calm to what is usually the most chaotic part of the whole clinic. Which brings us to Section 3, comprehensive patient management. Think of this as the ultimate digital waiting room. Now, let's look at what happens when our example patient, we'll call him Jairam, actually arrives for his appointment. Instead of your staff frantically digging through thick, messy manila folders, all of Jai's critical information is centralized into one incredibly streamlined digital profile. Everything, his medical history, x-rays, insurance, past visits, it is all brought together on a single screen. For instance, you can instantly pull up Jai's customized medical questionnaire directly inside his contact card. Vital info like details about gum recession or periodontal disease is clearly listed right there. The dentist doesn't have to squint and decipher terrible handwriting on a clipboard anymore. That specific medical history is cleanly integrated right alongside his basic contact info. And all of his imaging is right next to that history. You have to scratch that. You don't switch to a completely different imaging software anymore. X-ray reports are attached natively to Jai's profile. That means absolutely no more lost physical films. It's all just sitting right there at your fingertips. And perhaps the biggest lifesaver for the administrative team? His insurance details are located in the very next tab. By capturing the insurance company, the member details, and expiration dates right up front, and associating them directly with the patient profile, the clinic completely prevents future billing nightmares. It guarantees the entire team is on the exact same page before a single treatment even begins. All right, Section 4, interactive clinical tools. We have officially made it to the dentist's chair. Now, before you even start charting, DentOS lets you configure your clinical environment to match your brain. You can toggle between the FDI International system or the universal numbering system that's standard in the US. It perfectly adapts to your clinic's preference, ensuring everyone in the office is speaking the exact same clinical language. And once you set that standard, you jump into the interactive odontogram matrix. Dentists can effortlessly map out conditions visually. The color coding is brilliant. It instantly indicates issues. So you'll see red for a cavity or decay on tooth number 4, or gray for a missing or extracted tooth. You can track restorations, crowns, root canals, you name it. It makes clinical charting highly accurate, totally standard-based, and incredibly visual. You literally know exactly what's going on in the patient's mouth at a single glance. Moving on to Section 5, Seamless Prescriptions and Billing. Let's follow the patient to checkout and beyond. So the clinical work is done. Let's follow Jai back out to the front desk. This timeline beautifully illustrates the rapid automated succession from the doctor's clinical notes straight into financial reconciliation. There is zero manual data entry required by the front desk to try and decode what the doctor just did. The clinical action itself feeds the payment system. It's brilliant. For example, Dr. Alex just generates a digital prescription, let's say Amoxil. The system immediately logs the exact dosage, which is 650 milligram tablets here, and the frequency, like twice a day. It is perfectly legible, permanently tracked within the system, and tied directly to Jai's visit and specific treatment plan. And then, that seamlessly triggers an automated invoice. It perfectly captures those prescribed treatments, like the teeth whitening and the Amoxil. It calculates the taxes and prepares it for the patient instantly. It makes the entire payment process totally frictionless. The front desk simply collects the payment, and the status updates immediately to paid with that very satisfying green banner. Finally, Section 6, the Patient Portal Experience. This is all about empowering the patient. Because think about it, the workflow doesn't actually end when Jai walks out the clinic door. It extends right into his living room. Through the integrated website, patients get this public digital dashboard. They can view the clinic's roster of specialized doctors, check their departments, and critically, view their exact available time slots. It totally demystifies the whole scheduling process and makes your clinic incredibly accessible. And by logging into their very own secure portal, patients take the wheel of their own care. This is not just some basic brochure website. It's a dynamic gateway where they can view past prescriptions, pay their open invoices securely, and book future appointments without picking up the phone. It keeps the patient engaged and deeply connected to your practice, all while drastically reducing the busy work for your administrative team. As we wrap up this explainer, I want to leave you with one provocative thought to chew on. Is your clinic's software working as hard as your dentists are? Because modern clinics absolutely require modern tools. If you are still relying on disjointed software and piles of paper charts, you are leaving massive amounts of efficiency and patient satisfaction on the table. DentOS is exactly how you bring your practice's operations, clinical accuracy, and patient experience into the future. Thanks so much for diving into this with me.